What's going on, everyone? Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the J&J Talk Show. We welcome you in here. It's bright and early. Only two more episodes left as we try to work our way, heading ourselves into the next year. Okay, just like we always do, let's go ahead and get right down into things. And we want to go ahead and give thanks to what makes this show possible. So, first and foremost, I want to go ahead and give a shout out and thanks to StreamYard. StreamYard is the home studio of the J&J Talk Show. If you're looking to create your own podcast, YouTube videos, or even looking for your virtual business meetings, StreamYard is the place to go. Head on over to StreamYard.com and start making your dreams a reality. All right. Let's also go ahead and give a nice shout out and thanks to Place It. Place It is by Envato. We create our logos and promotional videos through Place It. All right. If you want to go ahead and look for your own mock-ups, logos, and video creators, go to placeit.net and start your free trial. Also, while we're there, Canva. Canva.com allows us to create our little commercial breaks in between the action. All right. If you're looking to create videos and timers and countdowns and all that stuff, Canva is the place to go. Head on over to canva.com and start your free trial today. Also, let's give a shout out to Epidemic Sound. Discover your world-class artists, composers, and bands, and find the perfect soundtrack and give your social media accounts the music they deserve. Epidemic Sound is a license and music and noise effect link, and the J&J Talk Show uses Epidemic Sound all the time. For more information, head on over to epidemicsound.com. Also, last but not least, we want to give a shout out to Stream Elements. With one click of a button, you could easily start creating and selling your merchandise. Okay, head on over to streamelements.com. All right, sign up. It's absolutely free. You are able to, they give you a whole bunch of templates you could use, from t-shirts, jackets, hoodies, coffee mugs, mouse pads, blankets, much more. All right. Upload your logo or whatever you want to be said on that brand item. And they do the rest. They create your domain. You invite people over to the website. They purchase through the website. The website will then directly send that product out to them, giving you the profit. Stream Elements is the way to go. Talking about Stream Elements, okay, right back here is our new Jay and Trey podcast t-shirt that is available through merch.streamelements.com /JJ Talk Show. Once again, that is merch.streamelements.com /JJ Talk Show. Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Whether you guys are listening to us live on YouTube, we welcome you. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like, share, or subscribe button. Press that notification button as well so you don't miss a single second. Also, if you guys are checking us out later, we welcome you as well. Also, if you can't watch us, you got to listen to us. Head on over to Spotify. You could check us out on Spotify. Upload each and every episode right after it airs. And there's no reason why you can't listen or watch us on each and every episode. Also, if you want to reach out to us on social media, we have a lot of social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So head on over to the J&J at JJ Talk Show on those social media platforms. Uh, and reach out to us, talk to us about sports. We're big about it. Hey, I got 2 hours for you guys today. All right. I got a very special guest that Jake has done wonderful to get here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Uh, Taylor Killa Bee Starling will be joining us here later on. So without further ado, let's get right down to the show. Alrighty, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday, December 27th, 2021. 2 hours for you guys earlier this morning. It's like, man, we haven't even gotten 8 hours of sleep and we're right back at it again. And that's because we have a very special guest coming to us at 9:30 a.m. Uh, we have the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, Taylor Killa Bee Starling joining us here, and Jake has done a great job to get her on. We appreciate her time to come on our show. Um, you know what? We just got everyone in the studio. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Rise and shine. This is the reason why we don't normally do morning shows like this because we're all exhausted. I don't know how much sleep you guys gotten over the last what 10 hours, but listen, I'm excited for today. We're gonna grind through the 2 hours. I wanted to kind of give a preview of what our show is to come coming up in 2022 as we move to the Jay and Trey podcast, as we move 5 days a week. Um, that's going to be exciting. Um, but listen, we got a big lineup today. Um, and we'll talk a little bit more about Taylor coming on our show in a little bit as she schedules to come in at 9:30. So here's my question. We're gonna do some talking to get us. We have a little bit of time to kill. So I want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about holidays. We had Christmas this past Saturday. Happy holidays to everyone out here. Let me ask you this: Is I'm going out Christmas Eve. I'm,
Mhm.
talking to people. I'm doing my last minute shopping. I like to be formal and not to be rude and not to be, I don't want to come across, oh, if you say Merry Christmas, and they celebrate Hanukkah. So I say Happy Holidays. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the appropriate term.
Yeah.
Is that, but then the response I get back is, oh, Merry Christmas. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you don't know if I celebrate Christmas or not. At least around here, I don't know if you have a Trey, but I like to say, am I wrong to be saying Happy Holidays or whenever
Not
you're out
really.
Christmas
I
or
mean,
I
not.
say Merry Christmas.
I say Merry Christmas too. Just the fact that it's Christmas. I mean, like, but then again, I understand some people's point of view that say celebrate Hanukkah. And yeah, I mean, wish everyone happy holidays. I understand that, but to me, it's like it's Merry
right?
Christmas.
Well, I mean, you got people who celebrate their cultural event on Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
Then
Hmm.
you still have people that are still celebrating culture event now throughout the beginning of the year. I mean, you think about like even Chinese New Year's comes in February. So, I mean, I'm getting that mixed reaction. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to offend people by saying Merry Christmas, and I catch them. Oh, they're actually celebrating something different. But I don't know. I mean, I'm one of those guys that say happy holidays or season greetings or something like that. And it took me a while to get used to that and to get down to that segment. But hey, so all right. So Christmas was over the weekend. We never really got a chance last night. I mean, last night was kind of chaotic a little bit. Very everything didn't want to work exactly at 9 o'clock when we went on air. But hey, listen, what was your favorite gift this holiday season?
Mm. I'm gonna say the March. I
The
really
merch.
enjoyed
So our
yes.
merchandise that I gave you, which is actually I came by your house on Christmas Eve. I gave you the merchandise. I wanted to watch you open it. Um, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool because I know heading into the new year, we want to start updating our merchandise, and I have a couple of items available on our webpage or on the merchandise page that you guys could attend to. It's merch.streamelements.com/JJ Talk Show. As right now, may be changing. Jake, what about you?
Me, besides wearing the hoodie I'm wearing right now, one thing that means a lot to me was a gift that my brother and his wife gave me, and it's a little keychain with a compass on there. And for those of
Okay.
you guys know me, I'm really, really close with my niece. And on this little thing here, it says the love between the uncle and his niece knows no distance. And to me, that definitely sets a lot because they live about 2 or 3 hours away, and we don't really get a chance to see them very often. So to get a chance to have something like this is definitely meaningful, and I can't really say that it's not one bad thing. I mean, Christmas was definitely awesome. I mean, to get a chance to have them to come home was already a gift enough. So, I mean, it's been a great, great Christmas for me.
Yeah, I love those little self-made gifts or those custom-made gifts, like it's a one of a kind. Last night on this show, I actually wore a shirt that my daughters gave me for Christmas. It was kind of like a Land Before Time shirt, kind of. It looked like it. It had a T-Rex on top. It says fatherhood. It's a walk through a park,
Yeah.
and then it had two like triceratops on the little baby ones on it. It says my daughter's names with them. One was purple, one was pink. I loved it. Trey, you were wearing your TNC red shirt that had the beast on it yesterday. I'll be wearing mine here definitely. You also got yourself a jacket too. That,
Yes.
yeah, hey, all plus sizes. Because I mean, hey, you want to buy them bigger because just in case they shrink in the wash, obviously after a few
Mm-hmm.
uses. Listen, to kind of wrap up this holiday Christmas festivity. Okay,
Mhm.
I found a little way to wake you guys up this morning. And yes,
Oh
I
boy.
apologize, but we're gonna do this. I sent you guys a link yesterday. This is available on YouTube, and I had to just play. I had to cut this clip out and play it for you guys. This was an actual music teacher, okay, a professor that was
Yeah.
teaching people how to sing. And he wanted to attempt to sing Oh Holy Night. I don't know if people have heard about this song, but I want to play this song, get your guys' reaction live on this show. And listen, when you play Oh Holy Night, it's not an easy song to play, to sing. I would never try it. Because there's some high pitch tones that you really have to reach in this song, right? Um, this is ultimately probably one of the worst Christmas songs sang of all time. Let me play. You guys listen to it and let me know
Mm-mm-mm.
if it wants.
Oh, holy night, stars are brightly shining. It is of our dear Savior's birth.
Oh boy.
Long lay the world
I love this song too. By the way, I
in
just
sin and error
Of course, of course, you would love it.
pining till he appeared,
There's not enough
and the
Starbucks to be
soul
with it.
felt its worth. A thrill
oh
of hope. The weary
this pretty much sounds
world
like a guy
rejoicing,
given a microphone who
for
doesn't know how to sing, being paid to go do
yonder
it.
breaks a new and glorious morn.
Okay.
Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels'
oh
voices. Oh, night
Lord, Lord, please, Justin,
divine.
do us
oh
a
my
favor.
goodness!
Oh,
Stop.
night.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
When Christ was
It gets better at this. It gets
born.
better.
No, no,
It gets
Oh,
no,
better.
no.
night
Oh,
divine, oh, night, oh, night
how long is the song, dude?
divine.
Oh, it's not done yet. I'm torturing people, am I? Oh my
Justin,
goodness.
Justin, do us a favor. Stop the song. Stop the song.
You're
Stop
gonna
the
Alright,
sing
here's
it.
the
singer.
finale.
No, 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 no. Justin.
Oh. Oh.
Is it
Oh my
over?
goodness.
Is it over? Real quick, before any of you say
Well, hold
something,
on.
I
Are you
want
on mute?
to.
Did you mute yourself?
No,
Yeah. It. Oh. It sounded like you muted yourself. You guys were talking. I didn't hear anything.
no. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Trey, how about
Okay,
you?
I can hear y'all.
okay.
Oh, I
Real
made
quick,
ears bleed here this morning.
I do want to say this. So I want to apologize to what just happened. We just pretty much just wasted time on our ears bleeding. To the viewer, real quick,
Uh,
apologize to y'all because this was not my idea. This was not Trey's idea. This was all King
listen.
Dingus'
It was.
idea.
I take credit where credit is due. This was a fucking terrible version of this song.
Then why'd you
And
play
so you
it?
went
We're
because it
supposed to
was
take the morning off
funny.
right, not torture.
It was funny. It was hilarious. It was fucking
That
hilarious.
sound that sounded like someone who just got paid to be able to sing something random. I
Well,
mean,
listen. I mean, we had to make a quick turnaround, and I was like, "Oh, how are we gonna wake each other up? What are we gonna do?" Plus, we got like we got a little bit of time to kill because we want to get ready here in a moment to bring on Taylor.
that was
Um,
not the way to get ready. The ready
uh,
is like we need to
it
get
woke
pumped,
you up
not
though.
torture.
Welcome to J&J Talk
Oh
Show
my
where you get
goodness.
tortured.
Welcome to the J&J Talk Show, to where if you have your headphones up to the max volume, your ears will end up being bleeding to death. Thank you, Justin. Courtesy of him.
You're
So
welcome.
if you're a
I should
headphone
have. I
user,
should have. I should have advised
you, sh-
prior to this. See,
you
you
should
can't.
have sent out you should have sent out a
Uh,
warning to all the headphone users like myself, because if they're listening on their
I got
earbuds and
infos too.
everything,
I endured the pain as well. Oh my goodness. Listen, it was. I think it's available on YouTube. You guys can listen to it on YouTube if you guys
I don't think they
like. But
want
I
to
just
listen to
thought
on
that this
YouTube.
was easy.
I don't think they want to. I think they would rather
One of the
see some.
funniest.
I would
One
rather
of the
listen to an
funniest
Adam Sandler
fucking.
song than to listen to that.
That's for sure.
Uh,
Here's Courtney coming on. She was like, "That was a horrible. I don't know how that guy is a professional." That's the whole point. He thought
very well
his
said,
song
Courtney.
was he thought his version of the song was much better than anybody else's. Oh
Hold on.
my
I want
goodness.
I want to say this. I would rather listen to Fergie doing the national anthem than to listen to that. So no more. No more. If you love
Oh
us, then no more.
goodness.
I'm begging you.
Now I know what to play every holiday season.
Mm, If it's
Uh
Fergie's national anthem, then that's fine by me.
oh.
But this,
All right. Well, I think that kind of got everyone a little wild up a little bit here because now everyone's
a
upset
little,
about. That's fine. That's just a tad, not too much. But hey, listen. The idea of today's show is to kind of take you through what the 2 hours of our shows coming up and starting next week are going to kind of impel. We're going to be kind of broadening our storylines. Hey, Christmas Day, LeBron James broke another record, broke a record. Uh, NBA 2021 this year. I mean, oh my goodness. Um,
breaking Kobe Bryant's record, which
well, I was
the
gonna
record.
talk about that later in my show, but hey, you just get right into it, huh?
But hey, since we got a little bit of time to
Well,
kill
hold on.
before we have the Killa Bee joining us, I mean, I figured I might as well go ahead and do the part.
I know. Well, okay. Well, we're gonna get thoughts on some World Cup news that broke out about a week and a half ago. I know everyone doesn't necessarily watch soccer. I don't always watch soccer, but when it comes down to the World Cup, you root for the USA or whatever team you root for. They kind of brought some of that up, so we will talk about that later in our program. I also want to talk
Also,
about.
we also got to talk about the NASCAR exhibition get ready to come up here soon
Hey,
at the start.
you're gonna do my job for me? Shit.
I'm already doing a better job anyways. I mean, I just got to get myself a beard, and I can call myself Justin Jr.
I could just hear. There you go. That's better, right?
Yeah.
Just mute your microphone. And then also, hey, listen, Monday Night Raw's tonight. I kind of want to get people tuned in, set up for Monday Night Raw, right?
Do you
And
know
maybe
what's
what to
even
expect.
happening tonight?
Omos and AJ Styles. I don't know what is happening tonight. I mean, with Seth
The
Rollins out with
Miz
COVID.
and Maurice renewed their wedding vows tonight on Monday Night
Oh
Raw.
my god.
Another wedding segment. That's what WWE just
Hey,
needs.
you know
Another
what?
wedding.
This is perfect because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, each and every wedding services that happens on WWE as of like the last 25 years has had either Kane or Edge involved, as a matter of fact.
And what a
I think
coincidence
there was
this will
only one
be.
time. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Hey, listen, we got apparently, hey, Courtney claims that she could sing "Oh Holy Night" better than that.
Jake
It's a
could
tough
sing it
song.
better too.
Listen, it's a tough song. I probably would butcher it myself. I wouldn't even want to try it.
You would probably
But
botch it in a matter of 2 seconds.
I botch everything. Hey, listen, I came this close. I was almost this close to being perfect into this morning in the little talk, the little advertisements that we had. So I'm excited about that. All right, let's step away. When we come back, we're gonna get Taylor start. We're gonna get ready
The
for
Killa
Taylor
Bee.
start, the Killa Bee. The
Yep.
Killa Bee. Right here on the J&J Talk Show.
the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to like of imitation. Just get us into the reservation.
You know, Jake, I sure hope you're all right.
I'm ready. I'm ready, man,
You ready?
because this is something I've been waiting for so long to be able to get a chance to do. And you ready for me to be able to introduce her?
I'm ready to
And
meet the
she's
Killa
not in.
Bee.
She's not in. Hey, listen. I mean, we have. Think about this.
Yeah,
First big one, and whenever you're ready, Jake.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be a good one. So yeah, let me go ahead and introduce you to a woman who's currently 3-0 in bare knuckle fighting. She is the Killa Bee. Everyone, welcome in Miss Taylor Starling.
Hey,
How's
I
it going, Miss
like the
Taylor?
song choice.
When
Thank
I
you.
asked you when I asked you about what song you wanted to play, I'm like, she loves Red Hot Chili Peppers, so let's go ahead and play some Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Absolutely, it's my favorite.
Well, we would definitely want to thank you for joining us here on the show. How was your holidays?
It was so good. I have two boys, so Christmas with the kids was so exciting. How was yours? How was everybody's Christmas?
It was definitely mine was awesome. Justin, Trace, how was y'all's holiday?
Mine was great.
I gotta. It got much better on Thursday when I heard that you were able to come on our show. So we
Oh,
appreciate you taking the time early in the morning. You're getting ready for New Year's too. I mean, that's a couple of days away. Any plans for this weekend?
You know what's funny is I never really have celebrated New Year's. I like to go to bed early. Like I can't stay up past midnight, so I've always been like asleep and just wake up like, all right, it's 2022, cool.
Does your kids go to bed early too? I mean, I have two daughters of my own, and this is the first time that we're gonna try to push the whole 12 o'clock thing.
Yeah, my kids would. I mean, my kids would probably love to stay up. I'm like, no, I'm gonna RK both of you. We're going to sleep. Time for bed.
That works.
Well, Taylor, I definitely do want to appreciate you for joining us on. The questions are from all three of us, and we have some good ones here. So let's go ahead and get started. So, what is it like to prepare for your first ever fight for a mental and a physical aspect?
I was really young when I took my first fight. I was probably like when I first took my first ever boxing match. I mean, it was an amateur boxing match, but it's a fight nonetheless. And I still feel the same way when I take something now. I was really nervous, but I was super amped up. I definitely don't feel like I took it as serious as I do now. Like I took it seriously, but it's just different. It was like, I'm going in here. I was nervous. I was getting in a fight, but it wasn't the same as now. Now it's definitely a lot more amped up. I was more of a kid then, so it was like, I get to just do something fun and go fight. I like doing it, and it was a lot less stressful. But mentally, like that's the biggest part of the game for me. I think a lot of people don't understand how mentally taxing fighting is and how much it takes a toll on your brain. At least for me,
Yeah.
I know a lot of other people feel the same way, but yeah, for me, fighting is more mental than the rest of it.
I definitely understand that for sure. I mean, I've seen how much you have overcome with, like, from an MMA to a bare knuckle fight, everything that you've done, and it's crazy to see what you fighters can do, especially on a mental aspect. Next question. After your last fight, is there anyone that you had in mind that you'd like to face next?
It's so funny because I just have the mentality I want to fight anybody. So
Mhm.
anybody they put me up against, I'm ready for. I just don't sit and I'm like, I want to fight. I want to fight for the belt.
Yeah.
So whether that's Britain Hart or Christine Ferreira, they might be fighting each other the way that it looks. I don't know. But those are my top competition. I'm number 3, they're number 2 and number 1. So it's like, of course I want to fight up in competition, not down. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's kind of like out of my hands. It's whoever they put me with and whatever situation they put me in, I just got to be ready for. So I want whoever. Other than that, I'm not like, like I don't really call anybody out. I just want to fight whoever. I want to fight anybody at any time.
That's something I always admire is that you're willing to face anyone. It doesn't matter who bare knuckle puts you up with. It's like, get me a fight because I know how much you love to fight. I know how much you want to be able to train, just to be able to prepare yourself for any fight whatsoever. So I definitely do admire that.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, as a fighter, you should be like that. I feel like you should want to fight anybody at any time. That's your job.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I definitely do agree. So, yeah, the next question I have for you, and yeah, everyone, I think some people want to know is how did you come up with the Killer Bee nickname?
I went without a nickname for the longest time. And one day I was sparring with one of my teammates. She's a heavyweight female.
Hmm.
And our size difference is very obvious. I'm tiny. She's tall. She's muscular. She's strong. She makes me think of like the female Rock. We're sparring and she hit so hard. And I was in there sparring, just throwing as many punches as I could, as fast as I could. And she was like, "You're just like a little bee that like keeps stinging." She's like, "I can hit you hard one time, but you're already hitting me like 150 times." So she was just like, "You're like a little killer bee." And then it just stuck. They started calling me that after that. And I was like, I dig it. And it just stayed.
I definitely do agree with that because people who's tuned into your fight see that you're willing to take a hit and you're willing to fight back. So that's something that everyone definitely needs to check out. So everyone has a plan. They always have a goal. And whenever you first started bare knuckle, you ended the season off 3-0. What is your goals continue on as you're fighting in bare knuckle?
A lot of people ask me if I'd ever go back to MMA or kickboxing or anything like that, and I don't really want to. It's one of those things that, like, if for some reason bare knuckle just fell through and there was no way that I could pursue bare knuckle boxing anymore, of course I'm gonna have to take that route. But if you
Yeah,
ask me how the perfect career is, I want to stay with bare knuckle and I want to fight until I'm done, until I
yeah.
say I'm done, and I want to do that, and I want to become the champion. Like, I'm gonna get that belt, and that's my goal, to be there, get the belt, reign, and hopefully that, like, one day I hope I can stay there for years and make that my career. But the fight game is brutal, and it's relentless. So you never know what's going to happen, but that is, if you ask me the perfect career and the perfect storyline I want, then that would be it.
I want to
No,
ask real quick here. You talk about, you've been in other promotions, been with other fighting companies and all that stuff. What compares bare knuckle fighting to the other ones that you've been in?
Man, the platform's so awesome, and the people that work for bare knuckle, it's crazy because usually you would think you just show up, you fight, that's it, la di da. But when you go, it's like a big family reunion. Like, everybody that once you're in bare knuckle, it's like a big community and a big family. So everybody's there. You see all the same people every time you go. And after you've been there a couple times, it's like seeing your family after a long time of not seeing them and reconnecting. And the platform's amazing. The way that they produce and do everything, I think, is so cool. So that's my favorite part about bare knuckle. I always get excited for the fight trips because I get excited to go see everybody again, like Sean Wheelock and the commentators and the guys behind the camera. Like, you wouldn't realize how much of a relationship you have with those, like, that we have with those people being there.
that's really really awesome, and yet I definitely admire that for sure. Another question I have, and I want you to tell all of our viewers out there is, can you walk us through a fight day and what you do and what you have to do to get ready for the fight on the day of your fight?
I have the most unethical fight day. You would think that I'm like locked up and like sleeping and napping and all of that, but I try to do the most on fight day, just because I get amped up and like nervous. I mean, I'm gonna fight that night in front of thousands of people, so of course I'm nervous. So I like to
Yeah.
do as many things as I can to distract myself. This last fight, I actually took a pretty good nap, like in the middle of the day. But
Hmm.
I usually wake up, I'm like, where's the nearest mall? Or like, I always get my workout in first. I always do like a morning shakeout just to like get my mind turned on and feel sharp. And then I go and just like gallivant around town. I go eat, I go to the mall, I go watch movies, like anything like that, just to keep good positive energy. And that's what I did last time. I just hung out, went sightseeing, because usually we're out of state. So I'm like, this is the only time that I get while I'm here to look around and explore. So I do that before I go fight, which people think is crazy all the time, but keeps
Has
me
your
Yeah,
uh,
no.
has your has your kids ever been to a fight yet?
not yet. I want them to kind of be able to say that they want to go. My oldest is really
Okay.
sensitive, so he kind of takes it a little harder. He enjoys that I do it. He loves it, but for him to be there, he would probably freak out. They're 4 and 5, so for them, that's a late
Okay.
night. And you already,
Yeah.
I just told you guys, like, we go to bed at a pretty good time at home, and to have them in
Yeah.
a crazy crowd with people drinking and screaming is like, I want them to be able to go on their own and like consciously know what's going on and not feel like they're having a long night.
Especially
On top of getting ready for the fight, is there any? I mean, I know you love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is there any particular music song that you have to listen to right before you walk down?
It just depends. Like I'm more so listen to it all during the week, and then usually on fight night I'm so like amped up and like ready to go that I kind of like I have music on, but I listen to like Wu-Tang, I listen to Biggie Smalls, I listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like to listen to a lot of rap, and because that just gets me like woo, like I like to dance, so I want to dance before then. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are more like during the week, clear my mind and just have feelings, and then usually fight day is like gangster rap and
um, I do want to say this before my next question is that for those who don't know, her and her opponent, her first ever opponent, Carissa, won a fight of the year. So congratulations to you two on
thank
that one.
you.
If you guys have not checked it out, make sure you guys head over to Bare Knuckle on YouTube and check that fight out. I got these two here to check it out, and they was amazed and beyond like how tough it was for you to be able to fight, especially with all the cuts and the bumps that you've had on your face, man. And it's just incredible. So, and my next question to you is, what inspired you to join Bare Knuckle?
Well, what got me into fighting was getting in a lot of fights in school, which sounds like so ridiculous. And like, when people say like, I'm a street fighter, well, like I just got in a lot of fights in school and was super aggressive and I like to brawl, and I never started anything on my own, but I always got in fights and just that were like so nasty in school.
Yeah.
And I remember fighting like MMA, and I was like, man, if I could just box but with MMA gloves on, that would be so cool. And my heart just never my heart was in fighting. I loved fighting. I wanted to fight just to fight. I did kickboxing and I did MMA just because I simply loved to fight.
Yeah.
And then I saw Bare Knuckle come around and I was like, that looks like something I would love to do. And I remember my coach at the time was like, absolutely not. No way. No how. You're not doing that. And I kind of just was like, you're right. Like, I guess I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And when I saw Paige Van Zant sign, that really motivated me and inspired me to like I tried to call Paige Van Zant out. I was beating down the doors of every matchmaker person that I knew that worked in Bare Knuckle. And they were like, they really didn't want to give me an opportunity. Like, they were kind of like, like whatever. And I remember they sent me the contract for Teresa, and they were just like, you can take this fight. If you don't take this fight and say yes, then like we're not gonna really like have anything else to do with you. And I was like, well, absolutely, I'm gonna take this fight. And then it just like changed my whole entire life in one fight. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that and admire that. So the New Year's coming up, and yet you have accomplished a lot in 2021. Becoming 3-0, having the Fight of the Year award. So, what is something that you're looking forward to the most in the new year?
I'm definitely looking forward to see like what's next for me in the new year for Bare Knuckle. Just growing as an athlete, like I feel like every single fight I've gotten better and better. I'm knowing my body better. I'm cutting weight easier. I'm in way better shape than I've ever been as a fighter at all. And so that's like really exciting. It's cool to see like what's going to happen. They're supposed to have a women's tournament or a women's champion at some point. So that's going to be something I really look forward to this year and coming year. And other than that, like my kids like growing and birthdays, and my birthday is in February. Like just it's always exciting. I'm going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers in September. So I've been counting down for that. It'll be September 2022. So that I've been
Where are they
really
performing
looking
at?
forward to.
Where are you going to see them at?
Charlotte. I live like
Charlotte.
probably 20 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
So they have the Bank of America Stadium, and I bought these tickets probably like 3 months ago, and they were very expensive, but I got front row tickets. I spent probably one of my I got a fight purse for Randine not making weight the one time she did, and I spent that entire fight purse on front row tickets to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So
Oh, that's gonna be a fun time. I
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta I haven't got a chance to go. I've heard that those concerts are very
I've
fun.
heard they're amazing. I'm like reading I'm reading Anthony Kiedis's book right now. It's so good and it's like really amping me up for it. And I've got 8 months, so I'm counting down.
Right. Hey,
um,
I got a question for you. When you get informed by, "Hey, I'm going to have a fight coming up," how long does it physically, mentally, emotionally take you to get in the right mindset going into the fight?
I mean, it's crazy because I've taken fights on less than a week's notice before, which is definitely not how I want to do it. But I would say a good 6 to 8 weeks. That just is like a good amount of time. Make sure, like, I mean, you obviously need to be training beforehand already. Like, I still train, like,
Right.
I'm in a fight camp all the time. But to really just, like, hammer down and get yourself mentally prepared and, like, put everything in place for that fight. I think you need a good 6 to 8 weeks and to know who you're fighting and study them and, you know, get a game plan together. But I always stay ready. I always stay ready because you never know when you're going to get the call to say, hey, we want you here on this day against this person. So you
Right.
always got to stay ready, but 6 to 8 weeks.
As
six weeks.
new as you are still into bare knuckle fighting, for anyone that's young, that's still growing up, that probably wants to look into getting into something like this, how do they go about, and what any words of wisdom do you have for them?
I didn't have parents to like put me into it. It kind of just like happened through friends and getting picked on in school. But, you know, tell your mom or your dad, like, I'm really interested in doing this. It's one of the best things for kids and younger people. It's so good for discipline and like anger issues and just learning like self discipline, like I just said, like so many different things. So to talk to your parents about it if you're younger and you can just like, or if you have a way to get to the gym on your own, like find a good gym near you, go in, don't be scared. I think so many people get scared of like how they look in front of other people and get nervous, like I don't want to go to the gym and look stupid. Like forget that, like go do it. You're gonna have the best time, you'll be in the best shape. It's so much fun. If you want to build a career and you want to do it professionally or anything in life, it doesn't even have to be just fighting. Like as long as you work hard and just literally just never give up. And it sounds so cheesy and corny, but like never give up and keep pushing even through like the toughest part of it. You can get whatever you want done in life, I promise you.
So I do have a really good question as well. So after your first fight with Carissa, did you ever expect the outcome that you and Carissa both received after y'all's fight?
No, when we fought, I remember being in the ring and thinking, God, that sucked. I did horrible. It wasn't good enough. I could have done more. I just went out there and brawled. Like I thought it was like it was a good fight. It was a battle, but I didn't feel so great in there. And like I couldn't, look around me and see the crowd. Like I was so just like in the moment and what was right in front of me. So it was really hard to see that. And then afterwards, like the way that people were coming up to me, I was like, oh, like they enjoyed the fight. And then it was madness. Like the entire week after was madness. And I had to sit down and rewatch it and see like what is it that people are like so excited about. And then I got it. I got it after I watched the fight myself.
Another question, and then yeah, this is one I didn't really send, but since we want people to know all about the Killa Bee, is that do you have a favorite Chili Pepper song?
All of them. But if you ask me like which one I listen to that just still moves me, like because their music to me is like when I was going through hard times being a teenager and like being depressed and having anxiety and things like that, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers got me through like the toughest times of my life. And the song Strip My Mind, that song really, really like just always, it makes my eyes tear up every time I listen to it. It sounds so cheesy. I feel like the biggest nerd when I talk about how obsessed with them that I am. But yeah, it brings tears to my eyes. I feel it. I love that song. But all of them really are my favorite.
I
I
mean, it's,
agree.
it's kind of hard to say because I mean, like you have. I mean, we played "Can't Stop" coming back in right from our break. We had "Californication," which I love. I know the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know some of these songs, but I just can never mesh them together at
Yeah.
one time.
To me, my favorite song by them, and this is a song I've always grew up to, was "The Other Side." "The Other Side"
Yeah.
is such a great song.
Yeah.
That and plus, by the way, is another one of my good favorites. "Scar Tissues." I mean, if you guys have not listened to Red Hot Chili Peppers, I mean, this is a chance to go
You guys are
do it. I
missing
mean, their
out.
music is so incredible. You're missing out on incredible music
Oh,
there.
I love them. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, I just feel all that, like all the songs you named, all of them are my favorite. Can't Stop is one of those ones that when I'm training, I love to listen to. It gets me like in the
Yeah.
mood to fight, which sounds so crazy, but yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with them, and it's sickening, and it's not helping me.
I mean, there's
So
nothing
after a
wrong with.
fight, I got a quick question for you. After the fight, you're getting brutally beat up and everything like that. Typically, you're walking away with bruises. You got bruises over your eyes. You can't see possibly. Is the recovery time usually how long is that take?
It just depends. Like with Teresa, it took me 4 months. My
Okay.
hands, like I could not even throw a punch for 4 months. My hands were jacked up. This time, like my hand actually, my right hand still hurts from Hannah Guy. So that's like what 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So my hand still hurts, but I'm perfectly fine. Like I can still like punch and train and everything. It's just hurts a little bit. So I'd say at least like when it's a fight like this one, maybe a month or two, maybe a month and a half. I'm still working out and training, so it's really not that bad. Teresa was literally a solid 4 months of just like doing nothing because my body was on the mend. So it just depends, but it definitely is a lot longer than normal, I feel like, than normal fights. It's harder
You
on your
know,
hands. You wouldn't think so, but it's harder on your hands than anything else.
the question I want to ask you is that we've seen you have tremendous amount of respect for your opponents. Take us through your last fight with Hannah. I mean, after the fight, you guys had an incredible moment. I mean, an incredible fight as well. I mean, take us through the fight with Hannah, so to speak.
Yeah, to me at the end of the day, we're all fighting. Everyone's got the same goal. Everyone's fighting. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's on this journey together. So for me, to really not like you is going to take like something personal because I'm just like at the end of the day we're doing a job. We're doing a job together. It's our job to put on a great show, to fight, and just I respect them and their hustle and what they're doing, and so I don't see the point of being any other way, like the Conor McGregors of it and stuff like that. I don't really care to be like that because I don't know, and I don't know them. So it's like I don't know Hannah Guy, so why would I like be an asshole to Hannah Guy? I don't know her.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that I was fighting Hannah Guy until a week before the fight. So I knew I was fighting. I just didn't have an opponent. A lot of people turned it down. So they were like, we're going to try to find someone that's game, but we don't know if it's going to happen. And
Yeah.
I found out last second, and I knew Hannah Guy because she had beat Valerie Lareda in Bellator. So I was like, whew, like she's tough. I know she's a tough girl. And she was just really quiet, and we talked to each other a little bit at weigh-ins, and I was just like, we don't have to like get in each other's face or anything like that. I was like, but if you're gonna do that, like let me know so I can be ready. And like if it was like some kind of stage, she was like, no, I can't do that. I was like, me either. Great, perfect.
You got to stay in kayfabe there.
What?
You got to stay in kayfabe.
Exactly.
Just,
It's just like whatever.
But
like,
hey, listen. I mean,
didn't
I
have
love
any-
your
what?
class, like how classic. I love how classical you are. After the after each and every fight, you don't see that often in many opponents, where they, really help each other out after the fight. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
much
I
respect for
want to
that.
feel as clear-headed as possible. I don't want to be fighting you mad and angry, and especially when I don't know you. I think that's just such. I don't like being mad in general or hateful in general. I think it's such a waste of energy and a
Mhm.
waste of like why do I
Yeah.
want to make myself feel sick like that? I don't care for it. So yeah, Hannah
Yeah.
was super cool, and like just the respect we had for each other after we fought. We were laughing because it was our first one, so I was just the whole time we were fighting, I was like, do you like this? And she was just like, yeah.
Well, it was like I told everyone before you joined the show, is that the person you see in the ring is the person outside the ring. I mean, all the times I've talked to you, you've always been so sweet, and and I definitely do want to appreciate that. So if any of our viewers want to be able to get a chance to follow you on social media, where can they find you at?
At TW Starling on Instagram. That's the easiest way to find me. I have Facebook, Taylor Starling. I don't have Twitter. I keep trying to do Twitter, and then every time I go on there, it's like I'm on there for an hour, and then I jump off of there. I have my fan site. If people want to subscribe to that, it's taylorstarling.com.
Do you have you have merchandise?
I do. I gotta post links for it because it's under a brand called Just Heart Apparel, and you gotta
Okay.
go like searching for my stuff. So I always post that. So if you see it, definitely get some stuff. And yeah, I don't. You would think I do a lot more, but Instagram's my main one. So yeah, that's how
Which
you
Well,
can
on
find
on
me.
Facebook, I see on Facebook. I don't know if this is the right one. I see Taylor Killa Bee Jenkins.
Yeah, I was
You
married,
s-
so that was my name,
Okay.
and I couldn't.
Okay.
After I got
Well,
divorced,
because
I
when I
couldn't
type
change
in
my
the actual
name.
name.
which by the
And so
way,
hey, listen, we have no problem. Hey, if you have once you get a link for your merchandise page, send it over to Jake, and we could post it up on our pages, and help support and promote your merchandise as well.
Absolutely, thank you.
and it's definitely been a fun one for sure. And and like I told you before, I definitely do appreciate you coming on here. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to get a chance to have this interview with you.
Definitely.
Make sure you guys check out Taylor Starling. 2022 is going to be the year of the Killa Bee.
That's right. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have
Hey,
a wonderful
quick question
day.
before heading out:
Yeah.
Do you have your next fight scheduled yet, or
No,
are
but
you
I'm
looking to
waiting.
have
I'm
one coming
waiting.
up soon?
I hope so. No,
Did
I
you?
haven't gotten any
When did
word
you
yet, but I'm
debut?
waiting. What'd you say?
Did you debut at Mania?
At
Knucklemania.
Knucklemania?
Knucklemania. That's coming
That's
up
where
in
I had my
February, is it
first
not?
one. So I would love to go back February 18th for Knucklemania 2. It would
Yeah.
only be right.
Hopefully we can see you then.
Absolutely.
We'll be
I hope
keeping
so.
tune. But thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate
Thank,
it. You guys
thank
have
you
a
for
you.
joining
wonderful
us,
day.
Taylor. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Later.
Alrighty. Well, that was
Oh,
Taylor. What a
what an
wonderful
awesome
interview.
chick.
Uh dude. Diehard
I,
fan
I,
now. First
I,
fan of bare knuckle fighting.
and I'll tell you guys this: when I first told you guys that I had some tricks up my sleeve, I can honestly say before I told you guys, y'all was thinking, what is he going to do now? Is he going to do something involving Mountain Doom? No. I told y'all that I would get the Killer Bee to join us, and to have her to be a part of the show is definitely awesome. And so, definitely wanted to send a shout out to Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
And I
Definitely.
hope she could find time to come back on in a few months again and do this over again. It's great talking to her. Very, I mean, I don't know. Jake, you've talking to her personally, but when it comes down to us, this was the first time we really got a chance to speak to her.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, because we never messaged her. We didn't do any of that. So there are, jitterbugs. She is a professional athlete, and sometimes, you don't. I mean, there's always room for failures, and the last thing you want to do is fail. But she was awesome at everything. Mad respect to her, and hopefully we could get her on again very soon.
Yeah,
And
and it's definitely been a great interview, so to speak. And I was so happy the fact that she was willing to do this because Taylor Starling, I followed her for before she joined Bare Knuckle, and it was definitely something I wanted to do. Something I've always wanted to do, to be able to interview fighters like her, and then hopefully we'll get any more fighters in the near future. So 2022, it's definitely going to be the year the Killer Bee. Definitely going to be the year.
I sure hope so. I mean, not only because she's the only one I know in bare knuckle fighting, but because she actually deserves it. Her accomplishments coming into bare knuckle fighting, and then to be able to go 3-0, and then now to advance herself. We hopefully she gets the chance to fight at Mania as well.
I mean, it's like I told you before we started. I mean, Knuckle Mania. I mean, where Paige Van Zant, fought against Bret Hart. That's where she debuted, and it's definitely a huge event. And I know she wants to be able to be a part of that event. I mean, and like she talked about, I mean, they're trying to be able to have a women's titles tournament coming up, and I know she's going to be prepared for whoever it may be. I mean, she's looking for the fight between Bret Hart and Joe. Carissa, I believe, or Christine. Christine, my apologies. So I know she's going to keep her eyes on that one.
Well, if you guys are into bare knuckle fighting, they have another event coming up January 29th of 2022 in Jackson, Mississippi. We have Burrito versus Harris. Is it Harris the
Yeah,
second or Harris part 2?
Yeah, Harris, and I do want to say this. So I've been keeping up with the bare knuckles, but the bare knuckle up to date, and they are going to try to have some former UFC fighters joining bare knuckle. I know Paige Van
Yeah.
Zant was. I mean, she was a former UFC fighter. I know Rachel. I can't pronounce her last name, but she was a former UFC fighter. She made her debut as well, and so there's a lot of eyes on bare knuckle, and there's a reason why because it's so different. It's so unique in its own way. So make sure you guys check it out on YouTube. Make sure you guys follow them. And I do want to say shout out to Just Heart Apparel because they're awesome. They have some awesome Killa Bee merchandise. Check them out on Instagram.
Yeah, whenever we can, once we will get a web page link to get her merchandise, I will definitely be buying something to wear for her, in support of her. Definitely want to get her back on again here. All right, listen, great interview, Jake. You accomplished it.
Yes.
All right, I love you. Thank you. You did an amazing job, Jake. You feel relieved now?
I'm
All
just
this
like
work.
it's like a dream come true to get a chance to be able to interview a bare knuckle fighter incredible such as Taylor. So
Hey,
I'm
Jake,
happy right now.
you're cutting in and out.
I don't know
Mm.
why.
I can't quite hear you.
He didn't cut out for me.
Can you hear me now?
I have no idea.
Yes.
We're having
Okay.
some
Anyways,
mid-show interviews. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna get things fixed up, and hopefully things will be better. Alrighty, can we all hear each other now?
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
I
that could be, I don't know. That could be my thing. I could be having too many things going on my computer at the same time.
I
We're having
but
yesterday's difficulties tonight.
I
I
just
want to
feel I
first
feel like
say,
go ahead.
I want to first say that it's very, very interesting how she prepares for a fight.
It definitely is. It
You
definitely
know,
is.
Yeah.
I was thinking, maybe a actual fighter would be, training and getting prepared, and she's listening to gangster rap and everything else.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Well, and I don't want to, there's no comparisons between collegiate wrestling
Right.
and what she does. But I remember when we would do 4 or 5 wrestling bouts during in a day, how we had to mentally prepare, and it's like it's business as usual. It's like you're doing your regular things. Maybe I'm in the bleachers doing homework, or I'm in the bleachers, going to sleep, because we would have to show up to our tournaments when because I wrestled in high school. We would show up to our tournaments about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, would do our weigh-ins, and then we would have like 4 hours of doing nothing before we competed. So we would do homework, we would sleep, we would maybe talk, watch. We would only, I think, warm up for like an hour, and then probably like 30 minutes prior to our 15 minutes knowing before our match comes up, then that's when we actually have to get ready for the match. But there's a mentality is there's certain music that you listen to and not listen to, and the fact that she just does her daily activities throughout that day, and then shows up to the arena, and then does her thing. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's in there, it's out. What you got, you're over in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sorry. I just can't believe that she joined us. I mean, I'm just like the fan of me's out. The fan of me's out is like, because talking to her, it's like, I've always showed my support to Taylor, and
Yeah.
the fact that I get just to be able to do this interview was like, it's like I feel like I'm still dreaming right now because she's awesome. I mean, if what we just saw, I mean, she is awesome in the ring and outside of the ring, and plus I love the fact that she got a chance to show how much love she has for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, but I never really got a chance to know about that. So
I the next time we get her on our show, which I do want her again in a couple months, right?
yeah,
I do
absolutely.
I do want to ask. I do want to ask uh some of the stories behind her tattoos. Like every
Yeah,
tattoo has a story. One or two stories about the tattoos, and when she why why is it this on that, what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
that could be another question. Hey, you know what? This is great preparation. I think Jake, you did a very good job. It's all learning for us too. We're still doing this for the first time. Plays underscore official a couple of months ago was kind of a semi test. This is kind of more of a another ideal test. This is official test. This was a professional athlete, and now we're gonna also have to get ready for this coming up Sunday when we have the Great King Titan NWF come on our show at 9:30 p.m. We have a special 3-hour show for the Jane Trey podcast, episode number 1 of 2022. We're gonna kick things off the right way. Special 3 hours for everybody. I'm excited for that one as well.
I'm very
the,
excited for that one.
I'm very excited too. And this is something I do want to point out. Is like I've been doing interviews, for TVR and Hennessy on the microphone, but the fact I got a chance to be able to do a huge interview as this is probably
Well, you
the
never
biggest.
done an interview at this caliber. Let me put it that way, right?
Yeah, like the thing is, like, I feel like those interviews have helped me to be able to get prepared for such an interview like this, because in due time, I knew eventually that we were going to get a chance to be able to interview someone, but someone
Well, yeah.
as a huge star, as a huge bare knuckle star in Taylor Sterling, I mean, that goes above and beyond,
And
and
if we're looking and if we're trying to get to that level, I think the goal is to be able to have a AEW guy or Impact guy come on our show, do an interview with them, even a football
cross fingers on
player,
that one.
or hey, cross fingers on that one, right? But even a football player or a baseball player or UFC fighter or even an
And
actual
that's part racer.
NASCAR driver, right? We have this is the level we have to be at. So it's a great testing. Once again, we appreciate Taylor Killa Bee Starling. You can find her on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You can also find her on Instagram, right? Is it
Yep, yep.
ty? Is it ty Killa Bee?
It's a Taylor W. Sterling, I believe, on
Taylor W. Sterling.
yeah,
Or TW, yeah, something like that.
yeah. If you have something like that on, and also definitely don't want to send a shout out to those who make her merchandise, Just Heart Apparel. Be sure you guys check them
Wow.
out on Instagram because they have incredible Killa Bee merchandise. And of course, if you guys want to check out, if you guys want to be able to wear some bare knuckle gear, I know that they have some bare knuckle stuff on ProWrestlingTees.com. The crazy thing is, so make sure you guys check out all the merchandise. Make sure you guys follow Taylor, and
Let's not forget the Jay and Trey podcast apparel we
of
have
course
available on
the
Stream Elements.
of course the Jay and Trey podcast, which I'm still waiting on my shirt, Justin.
I'm sending it out tomorrow. Okay, listen to me. I don't even have your PO box.
How did you lose it so quickly?
You didn't send it to me.
Trey,
I had the
Trey,
shirt. I have the
Trey,
shirt underneath the Christmas tree, and Trey and you guys are gonna work with me to help me send it to you. And I
Trey,
haven't
I
done it
need
yet.
I need you to say something. I need you to say what you always say when it comes to something dumb. Say too stupid for me.
Too stupid.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's
Now I
the
rest my
legendary
case.
words of
Grim.
Grim.
Oh my goodness. Hey, so holiday season is pretty much over with. How long does it take before you guys take down your Christmas stuff?
Day after New Year's.
The day after New Year's. I'm trying to hopefully have the girls over on, my kids over here on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve, sorry. And we're gonna have, Christmas Eve. I'm backtracking myself. I'm part of that multi-universe for Spider-Man. Okay.
You've been watching too much Spider-Man.
Man, you
Hey,
talking about movies, we got the new Fantastic Beasts coming out that takes you back to Hogwarts and brings back Professor Dumbledore. Oh my goodness.
ooh.
Trey, I'm trying to get Trey to come with me. Be a
Oh,
birthday present, but
I told you.
no, I don't want you sleeping. I'm gonna bring a little taser and tase your ass.
Nah,
If you
hey.
start not off.
No, you know what you need to do? You need to treat him like a cat. You need to bring a spray bottle and just spray him every time he tries to fall asleep.
You'll probably like it after a while.
I told you I was gonna bring my pillow and my blanket.
You better
Right,
bring some snacks if you end up falling asleep.
Oh my goodness! All right, hey, listen. When we come back, all right, we're gonna come back to another break. When we come back, all right. Here's the lineup. I want to talk a little bit of NFL football for you, right? LA, the Chargers lost.
Yep.
The Washington football team got their fucking ass handed to them. Bills finally showed up to a game and beat the Patriots. And is Kansas City Chiefs back at the top of their game again? I mean, they've already they're in back seat number 1. Hey, congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, isn't your Bengals sitting at number 2 right now? No, my Rams are sitting at number 2. Your Bengals are sitting at number 3 with the Bills back in number 4. But my Rams are sitting at number 3 with the Dallas Cowboys sitting at number. So we're all looking pretty good. Hey, your Steelers.
Not all.
Hey,
pretty good
well,
right now.
I mean, listen, the Raiders, Chargers are number 8. Are number 8 and 9. So we're gonna talk some. Steelers are at number 10.
So pretty much we need in order for us to be able to get the wild card spot,
you need the Ravens to lose, the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Raiders to lose both games, and you guys need to win both games. Which, hey, you're gonna face the Ravens in 2 weeks,
and we got Cleveland this Sunday,
right? So, and you guys could end Cleveland's season this Sunday, and then next Sunday you guys can end the Ravens season, and hopefully, with that being said, you guys can make it to the playoffs. Josh
Johnson needs to be able to come back, and somewhat play better. I just want anyone but Lamar to start against us. Just give us Josh Johnson, give us the second string. I don't care anyone but the running back, quarterback. Not Lamar.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk a little bit more NFL. Plus, we're gonna get you guys ready for Monday Night Raw tonight. That's still coming up here on the J&J Talk Show. We'll be right back.
silence.
Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I
There
can't
we
let him
go.
take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before he hit the fence. But he hit the fan when I got him down.
I had to get the music back up and running. I don't feel like the show's the same without the little intro music. Do you guys disagree?
I
I
agree.
agree. I mean, as long as if it's like the stuff that we've usually been playing, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. You gotta bring in that good vibe. You gotta be
Alrighty,
able to
we're
bring that
back.
good vibe in, Justin.
Hello, ladies, again, gentlemen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, so it's Trey the lady?
Sure.
I'm the man out of all three of us.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty, well, the show's done. We're good for the day. All right, boys.
Great show.
Let's go
Great
back
show,
to
everyone.
let's go back to some holy night. Oh, holy night.
So,
No.
so Justin, I was on yesterday, right? The end of the
Okay.
NFL week. You never told us where we stood in the rankings. Our picks.
I told you
The
guys on
week.
Thursday that I was in first place, Justin was in second, you were in third, and he was in fourth.
Yeah,
Jake was in
that
fourth.
was Thursday, but that was not after yesterday's games.
Well, yeah, I haven't gotten
Yeah,
yesterday because you still have tonight's game to worry
yeah.
about.
So tonight's game, I was gonna say we still have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins.
That no one wants to watch.
I mean,
Did you
nobody
hear?
wanted to
Did
watch.
you hear about the? You hear about the Saints reaching out to Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers
No,
in
what?
desperate need
What?
for a quarterback. They are in desperate need for a quarterback. So
Somebody's
they reached.
desperate.
Uh,
Eh,
desperate times
May-
call for desperate measures.
well, I mean,
may-
that's what happened. Go ahead, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
Maybe the Ravens need to be desperate and sign them.
No, the thing is though that's what happens whenever you have Jameis Winston who's out for the rest of the season, and then you have to rely on your final two, which is Taysom Hill and some other guy. Taysom Hill, I mean, Joe, don't get me wrong. I mean, he can be good when he wants to, when he's not being a wannabe Lamar. I mean, he can actually throw the ball, but I mean, what more can he do? I mean, plus they don't have their key offensive players. I mean, what more can you do besides Alvin Kamara? Alvin Kamara has literally, in my opinion, has been carrying this whole offense, ever since Winston got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what this Saints team is going to plan on doing, but I mean, you look at the Saints right now, they still have an opportunity. They're 7-7. They're ranked number 8 in the wild card right now, right behind the Philadelphia Eagles. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and they try to sign a quarterback that could kind of help carry the team heading
Yeah,
into the playoffs, because look at their chance right now. They could simply knock out the 49ers and the Eagles over the next 2 weeks, but they have to pick up a victory tonight against those Dolphins. I think it'll be crucial. You look at this. All right, let me just clarify you guys with the NFL. As of today, the Packers have won their division, right?
yeah.
So
They're
I
close
was
to the
just looking
division.
at this. All right, so they clinched their division.
So did the
They're looking to
Cowboys.
clinch. If by a win next week, the Packers could be clinching that first round bye if they have a win next week. Okay,
Who did?
that's understanding. I don't know who they're playing. We'll get that in a minute. The Cowboys also won their division, and the Buccaneers has also won their division as well. The only
Mhm.
team that has not won their division is that West in the NFC. But you have the Rams, who currently hold that division spot. They're ranked number 3 in the wild card race. All right. The Cardinals have also clinched the playoff berth as well. The 49ers and the Eagles both sit at 8-7, followed by teams like the Saints are at 7-7. They still got 2 games left.
The Vikings are
The
still in the
Vikings,
hunt.
So was it or the Saints can play tonight? So yeah, the Vikings are at 7-8, the Falcons are at 7-8, and that's pretty much it because it looks like, according to me, the Washington football team are at 6-9, and they lost last night. It doesn't look like they have a very small chance. I don't even think if they could come back and if the Niners Eagles both lost both of their games with the Saints, and the Vikings lose, I mean they may have a small chance, but.
My apologies, y'all. My
Very
apologies for
no,
my.
don't worry about it. Very slim to none. So you take a look at the AFC. The only team that won the division and clinched their spot was the Chiefs last week. Excuse me, sorry, yesterday. Out of the Steelers demolished game that they had. I mean, oh my goodness. But you know what? This game got off to a bad start from the get go, though. Like it wasn't. They put up 24 points by halftime. It was 24-0 at
Justin,
halftime,
Wow.
and they only put
Justin,
up 3 points. I think they only put up 13 points total. 10 of those
no.
points came in the fourth quarter.
First of all, Justin, it wasn't 13, it was 10. And let me tell you a story about this game, and yet you both are going to get a good laugh at this. My own family thinks this whole thing's funny to where they started taking pictures of me in disappointment while I'm wearing my TJ Watt jersey in disappointment, posting on Facebook. My
Trust
brother,
me.
my mother, my sister in law, everyone can have their little ha ha ha, but I will say that was the worst performance I've seen. Shoot, Deontay Johnson, one of our best receivers, made the stupidest fumble. He was trying to grab the ball from switching hands, but then some butterfingers and dropped the ball, and then the Chiefs recovered it, and then possession of a score. I mean, and I really I don't understand how we've had about 4 or 5 games before halftime not scoring. So
That's
if we want to be able to get even a wild card spot, we have to have some help. I mean, like Justin said, we have to have the Chargers to lose, the Ravens to lose, and the Raiders to lose.
well. I mean, you think
And
about it this way: in order to even be above 500, the Steelers are going to have to win out. They would have to win the next two games. But
and we
here's the
have
thing: yeah, the Chargers are going to have to lose. The Raiders are going to have to lose. The Ravens are going to have to lose, which the Steelers will face them once, and the Patriots or Colts are going to also have to try to lose too, just to get an opportunity in. So it's a go big or go home situation. You
well,
could find yourself eliminated by next week, even if you guys
That.
win. I mean, you just need the Ravens, Chargers, and Raiders to win. And let me be honest with you, you're smiling, but I'd much rather have the Steelers in the wild card than the Ravens.
Not me.
Because
We
because here's the
demolished
thing,
them.
but here's the thing, the inconsistency that the Steelers have had this season, right? They've been subpar. All right, let's take you a look at it. They've been subpar, but the
yeah.
Ravens have turned it off a couple of weeks and turned it back on, and you just don't know when it comes down to the Ravens and the wild card what type of Ravens team are you going to see this year in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So you really don't want the Ravens to be in the
I ain't
playoffs.
worried about the
I'd much
Ravens.
rather. Well, I mean, I would be worried about the Ravens
I'm
when
not
right
at
now,
all.
Well,
right now the Bengals are scheduled to play if the season ended today. The Bengals are home to the Patriots, which I would be terrified because the
and by
Patriots
the
have been
way,
performing well.
I do want to point out something here, is that you guys we got 2 games left in the season, and yet you saw what happened between Kansas City and Pittsburgh. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes between Kansas City and Cincinnati on Sunday.
Hey,
I was
That's
just
gonna
going to get to that. I mean, listen, Kansas City just came into the hometown and demolished a really good, a decent Pittsburgh team. I mean, you're going to go into, you're going right into, from Cincinnati to go into Cleveland, Kansas City, not Cleveland, but Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, which, by the way, yesterday, Patrick Mahomes, if he did not, I mean, I know he tied for sure, but I believe he passed. He's now leading with the most touchdown passes at Arrowhead.
mhm.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean
I
that
mean, it looks like Kansas City is finally become the team that we anticipated them to be this year. And they're kind of my favorite, Super Bowl favorites right now. They change each and every week, but Kansas City looks pretty dangerous right now if you're in the AFC.
And you talked about this though. If you guys don't remember earlier in the season on, we didn't think Kansas City was even going to make it to the playoffs, considering that they've
No.
struggled a lot during the season. And now the fact that they're back to becoming the number one team in the AFC, I mean, there's a lot of things that we have to keep an eye on for. First of all, the AFC South. We don't know who's still winning that division because it's coming down between Tennessee and Indianapolis. So yet,
Yeah.
it all depends. And yet, this is the situation that I'm looking at here: is that if Indianapolis wins and the Tennessee Titans lose, then yet the Colts clinch the division. But that could be the opposite for Tennessee. So yet we have to keep an eye on that and keep an eye on yet a huge race for the
I mean, don't
AFC and AFC
East. I
North.
mean, don't forget the Bills and the. I mean,
Yeah,
the
the
East. I
Bills
mean,
and the Patriots.
the Bills and the Patriots. I mean, the Bills finally showed up last night or yesterday. And a must win game to get themselves back in the hunt. And now, and I mean, I don't know. Does the Bills have what it take to keep it going? But or will the Patriots be able to overcome them?
But at the same time, though, I mean, can Buffalo actually keep that momentum? Because I mean, we saw what happened with Arizona. I mean, ever since they lost to the Rams, they went downhill from there. Will the Bills get back on track? And yet, and it's like I talked about with the AFC North. There's four teams that still have a chance to clinch the division, but it's looking to be three out of the four. But yet, I told Trey this. I said, whoever clinches, whoever represents the AFC North, that's what I'm going to root for because that's our division. That's our division. So whether you like it or not, whoever goes to the playoffs represents your division. The way I see it.
Well, I mean, I really don't want the Ravens to go in. I feel like they are set up for disaster if they hit the wild card spot. The Chargers and the Raiders, I wouldn't mind seeing them. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
seeing new teams. So if you got a new team for me this year, then I'm all happy for.
I'm just really happy to see how the teams have built up because I mean you're looking at how incredible this has been for the NFC and the AFC. I mean you look at the Los Angeles Rams finally get back on track. You see them boys, the Dallas Cowboys. I mean they're looking really good. I was trying to be able to make a point was that the Cowboys whooped Washington so bad that they brought out their own backups and they still demolished
Yeah.
Washington.
I believe
That's how
third
bad it
strings.
was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Third
I
string.
mean, third strings. They got beat by third strings. Which, listen, I mean, you think about the Washington football team, a team that was looking to have their opportunity into, as a wild card spot, that just went out the window last night. Like they didn't even show up to the game. It's like everyone
No.
went home. You know what? You know what it was? Is that the Cowboys did not heat up the seats for the Washington football team on their benches.
That was
You
such
hear
a
about that story? So a couple weeks ago, Dallas went to Washington, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They
I
brought
guess
their own benches.
the previous Washington game at home. I don't know who they were facing. I don't remember, but they were complaining. That team was complaining that they didn't have warm seats. I don't know. Was it the Giants or somebody? Here, hold on.
But
I want to pop that up because I want to give you that story here really fast.
I still can't
Let me
believe this
pop
whole
up the
thing
schedule.
happened.
Yeah. So here's what it was. The Eagles. So hold on. I got you here. So this was earlier on in the season. The Cowboys was on the road. Washington was home, and I don't know what day it was. It was all right. So the Seahawks. The Seahawks were. It was back on Thanksgiving that the Seahawks faced the Washington football team, and the
Mm-hmm.
opponents' benches in Washington. They're heated. They usually have heated benches because how cold it is,
Yeah.
and their benches weren't working, and so they
Uh,
had to sit in the cold the entire game. Well, Dallas took their benches and shipped them to Washington just so that they had warm benches to sit on in Washington. Um,
I've
I,
I would really like to know the phone call with Jared Jones. He said, "Hey, I need y'all to shift our benches down to Washington," and be like, "Wait, what, sir?" Yes, send our benches, our heated benches, down to Washington. I can imagine the phone conversation about this. I was like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. So now the fans of Washington can see the Cowboys, but they can see their own heated benches.
well, and the
That's
Cowboys benches has the star on them, so you really clearly saw the star. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe Washington didn't inform people. I don't know, maybe they didn't plug it in. But yeah,
I
that was
mean
a
the
story a
thing.
couple weeks back.
You know about the
Yeah,
rivalry between Dallas and Washington, so that adds
Oh
more
yeah.
fuel to the fire. Go ahead,
But
Trey.
the reason why this happened was because the Seattle home game, the benches weren't heated, and
Yeah.
Seattle had to sit on cold, and end up Seattle losing that game, so they didn't. Dallas didn't want a chance that as well.
did they
Trey wants
finally
to say
fix
something.
their bench?
I have no idea. They're not home.
I
They
mean,
haven't had a home game. They haven't had a whole game since then.
they have millions of dollars. They need to get that stuff fixed.
Well, listen, they got to save all the $1 million because of the lawsuit and the scandal that they have going on with them right now for
I
Washington.
mean, Washington is in the
Right.
deep hole right now, and yeah, it's not even because of their benches, which I can't believe
Uh,
I'm even saying that. So
oh, holy night.
no, don't play that.
Uh,
Do not play that. Do not play that.
All
Only thing
right,
I'm gonna
we
say
got to
is
take another break. We got to take another break. When we come back, we're going to get you guys ready for Monday Night Raw coming up later on tonight, right here on the J and J Talk Show.
And we're back.
We're back. Where's the music at?
Well, so
Where's the music at, DJ?
there's like a 10-second delay from after the commercial break to popping you guys up on the screen. But because I can't time it right, I'm like, I'm not bothering it right now. I mean, if you guys want music here, I'll put some music on
Jake
and we
Jake
uh,
thinks this is lunch break.
I'ma need
but then
safety.
I can't hear you
Tell her
guys
I can't
now.
snake me.
I don't know why.
Ray gun off safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke
If you want
screen
some
daily.
music here, I'll play this.
Don't play on Holy Night, please. Don't.
We're just a bunch of clowns. Maybe it's because of my headphones. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Quick question. Why are you
Now
playing
I have
Doink
the
the
delay
Clown's
back to
music?
you guys.
Because that's literally
So
what it sounds
it,
like.
it could be that my headphones. I have wireless headphones. But listen, Jake. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why are we changing this to? Why are we changing our show to the Jay and Trey podcast when you and I are the only ones that really do most of this talking? I mean, we just got Mr. Pretty Boy, Mr. Alfalfa down there
M- m-
looking at
m-
things,
Mr. Puppy Doll Face, like, I'm
and we're
sorry,
going to
Trey.
name a podcast after him.
The
Well,
Jay and Jake. Oh,
it's not my fault that you guys are motor mouse this freaking early in the
Yeah,
morning.
hey, you need. Well, listen, we have to put up a show for people. Come on.
And
I don't.
apparently
I
Jake
mean, do you?
still thinks it's lunchtime.
Apparently, listen. At least eat off the camera.
My
sorry,
Well,
sorry, but whenever you have your little
I made
niece
myself.
bring you food from Tuber's Biscuit World, I mean, what
Can't
do you expect?
can't resist. Can't. Oh my goodness,
I mean,
you have
I
like a
mean,
fucking.
we
You
we've been
probably
here
have a
for.
buffet over there, don't you?
I mean, pretty much before we started the show, I was asked what I want to eat, so I got a sausage and cheese flapjacks. So thanks to
Well, you might
Tuber's
you might
Biscuit
as well
World.
show everybody. What does it look like? What does your flapjack look like?
I mean, it's pretty much just like a sandwich, like two pancakes with like two pancakes as the
Oh,
bun and sausage
ooh,
and cheese on
yummy,
there.
yummy, yummy.
where's
I'll
mine
have to
at?
try that out. Well, hey, listen, you were late to the shows. You don't get one.
Well, maybe if you guys didn't have
Um,
it at the Butt Cracker Dom, maybe I would have been here on time.
well, so let me ask you this because we're coming back. Our last episode is on Thursday of the year. Is that something? Think about it, Trey. We would like to have you on the last episode. Let's have a fun,
What
good
time is
time.
it?
Say 9 to 11.
Hey,
I can't do it if I can't do it at night. Oh,
Why the
I
hell
sorry,
not?
there's no way.
I
I
don't know.
mean, we got to have our time shows in the mornings too, so way we can get a chance to do whatever we
Well,
want.
I mean, you
So
think
I
about it. Jake works at night. When he goes back to work, he's gonna be working at night. Plus,
and
next
plus
week we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 to noon. So we'll push that back an hour, and then we'll have Saturday and Sundays from 10 p.m. to midnight.
and
So
plus y'all want to know why we're going to get this done and over with, so I can get a chance to spend some time with this little one.
exactly. Plus, we had Taylor Starling. We had Taylor Starling here.
We had Taylor
I
the
will
Killa Bee
wake up.
Starling.
I will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to have her on our show.
Hold on.
That's what time I go to bed.
You know what time I got up just to be prepared for myself for the show because of how excited I was. I got up at 7. I got up
I
at
got up at
7.
6:30. 6:30, my friend.
He does not
Beat
like
that.
the mornings too.
But you know what though? The thing is, I think that our morning shows from 10 to noon has the ability to get some other guests on our show, and then our
Yeah.
late night shows have their own channel to get some guests on our show. So I think that mix up, because if we just do 10 to midnight, we're not going to be able to get anybody on our show, or we're going to have very limited.
Well, I mean, also you got to think about the time frame, especially. I mean, you got to think about how much we need to have, especially if we want guests on our show. Like, let's say, for instance, that like Taylor, when I asked her what time she wanted
She's
to
on
do
the
this,
East Coast. Yeah.
I mean, she's on the East Coast, but think about someone who could be from the West Coast. think about three
What do you
hour
think about
SmackDown.
Taylor? She said 9:30, which worked perfectly because we
Yeah,
have she also has kids. I mean, they're probably still in bed, sleeping, and
Mhm.
we don't want to get wake them up. And hey,
I mean,
one thing I really appreciate her talking about was about her kids and her personal life a
Right.
little bit.
yeah.
She didn't have to do that, so I really appreciate her sharing some insights on that. So uh definitely kudos to her. Hey, listen, Monday Night Raw is tonight, and this is a week. We are officially a week before day one. Actually, 5 days before the day one pay per view, because that's going to be on Saturday, January 1st, available on Peacock. Um, so here's the thing: you got AJ Styles and Omos
Yeah.
that are scheduled to. I think aren't they scheduled for day one
Tonight.
tonight? They're scheduled to face tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have the interesting controversy now with Seth Rollins being tested positive for COVID.
Hmm.
Yep.
Now it's going to become a triple threat match. Or will they put in, I could see possibly putting in Finn Balor for that matter to fill in if they wanted
And,
to.
and the thing is that Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan going to be affected.
Exactly. What are they doing for that?
I mean, this is like my suggestion, and yet from what I've been seeing with Austin Theory and Finn Balor facing one another, is have those two face each other tonight, and winner of
No,
that match goes to day one on Saturday.
I agree. That would be
And they have
interesting.
Austin Theory because he's a heel. I mean, you got to
Yeah,
have two heels, two baby faces, right? And Bobby Lashley's a baby face now. I just don't see Austin Theory in a caliber match with Bobby Lashley. That just don't make
I
sense
mean,
to me.
yeah. Think about this though. I mean, he was in the Survivor Series 5-on-5 match with Lashley, so I mean, it goes to show
Yeah,
how
but
much. I mean, it goes to show how much potential Austin Theory really does have. I mean, you look at his time in NXT and his little time in the main roster before going back down to NXT. So I mean, you really ought to see the potential in Austin Theory. He has the potential to become a future champion. I mean, but yet the thing is though that he's too busy taking selfies.
it reminds me of a Breezango, Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze,
That
yeah, Tyler Breeze with the
he did
selfie
it
stick.
10 times better. He did it better though. I actually enjoyed him taking selfies
so
because
I got
they put it up on the Titantron.
so
I
I
miss
got a
Tyler Breeze.
question for you. It's for you too.
Yeah.
What do you think WWE has plans for Omos after him beating AJ tonight? Do you think he would be in multiple matches, like squash matches, like
Yeah,
the
I can see
make
that.
him like? I want to
No,
know plan do they have?
here's my saying on Omos and AJ. I told you guys this. They probably should have started separating after SummerSlam,
Mhm.
but obviously they waited up until this point. Um,
Hmm.
Now, I thought maybe they could maybe take their time and now have AJ work with Omos in a feud that probably could have led for like a couple months, because Omos to me, there's no character behind him. He's just a guy that comes in, demolishes everyone, and leaves. There's really no. I've never really seen him in a match, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And that only I feel is only going to take you so far in WWE, especially right now with what they're doing. And so, I mean, I could see him get into some feud with maybe Bobby Lashley, Big E, Kevin Owens, maybe. I don't know. I mean, obviously, he's turning out to be the babyface of this
Mhm.
rivalry. Um, so I don't know if they'll keep it that way if he becomes a heel. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really, I mean, unless they do something to help him out, I really don't see Omos being here for another 6 months.
All that I can really say is like for as long as I've watched AJ Styles, I mean, what I mean to me, like as a heelish character, I mean, it's not so much for me. It's more like he's more like you can see who's more of a face and who's more of a heel. To me,
Hmm.
Styles is more of a face than he is a heel because he's so good. He's so good with working with the crowd, and I feel like he's going to end up being the face in this match compared to Omos. And let's not forget, AJ Styles has also been busy doing stuff outside of Raw because last Tuesday he made his appearance on NXT 2.0 and surprise. I mean, he
Hmm.
showed up and he had a match. I forgot who it was, but I mean, it's AJ Styles. I mean, who doesn't want to get in the ring with a
Didn't he have a
phenomenal
match
one?
with Dexter Loomis?
No, it was someone else, I believe. Derek. With Dexter Loomis. I mean, he's more of
Wheeler?
the quiet.
Does Wheeler
No,
make a ring a bell?
I don't know. All I know is that he's the guy that attacked Johnny Gargano in Gargano's
Hmm.
final time in NXT. I forgot his name, but either way, though, I'm hoping we get a chance to see more stuff in NXT like Styles going there because you have a lot of veterans that'll get a chance to be able to make matches with some
Hmm.
potential future and bright stars. I mean, let's look at Justin's favorite, Braun Breaker. Imagine having some veterans coming down to face him and to be able
Right.
to make a challenge for him. So if that's the case, then yeah, I'm definitely all in when it comes to this whole situation with AJ Styles.
Well, I mean, I was a big fan. I mean, I sure hope we see more of that and more WWE stars go down to NXT because as we still try to create this image of 2.0, there's going to be a lot of names, right, that
Hmm.
you haven't heard of. Almost each and every week, there is a talented star on the roster that you have not heard of, yet on this roster. And some of these other guys are going down like AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Samoan Joe. They all help kind of build them up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and the question is, do you think we'll ever see Samoa Joe come back to NXT? I mean, he's been gone for quite some time. I mean,
He
the last time
was
we
he
saw,
was dealing with an injury, from my understanding. He was dealing with the injury. That's why he had to vacate that title. In my opinion, no disrespect to Samoa Joe, but he is more of an injury prone person. And I really don't know why you would want to put the title back on him. Or honestly, I think you got to
yeah,
really start looking at separating ways because, I mean, he can't sit there and give you 2 months of action and be out for 10 months.
My,
to
You
me,
need a guy that you can rely on.
to me, this is the way I feel about this though, is that even when he was injured, I mean, he did stuff for commentary, and I loved his commentary. He knew he had the knowledge. He understood what was going on in the ring. I
Right.
mean, and during his time period being a commentator, I can honestly say a commentator from Mojo is really, really good. Because think about this though, that's
I'll come
like
back and be
with
the manager.
I mean, either that, but I mean, the thing is though, is like that's like with Raw and NXT. NXT's got Wade Barrett commentating. He can give you the knowledge. That's like with Raw. And I mean, they got Corey Graves, who was a wrestler at the time, and will understand and will tell you the stories and the match psychology. They will help
Hmm.
you understand it as a wrestler's point of view.
You can't
I,
replace Pat McAfee, though.
no,
my,
oh no, no. I mean, you can't replace that. And of course, he's going to, jumping for joy when Nakamura comes out, which is the funniest thing there is. I
He's
mean, just,
dancing on the table. I mean, fuck. I mean, anything. I like it because
I
he
mean,
calls the matches organically compared to like what Michael Cole knows, which is nothing wrong
my.
with Michael Cole. But I mean, listen, I mean, I'm really, you gotta have to figure out what you got to do with Joe because I mean, it's the same reason why they haven't put the title on Finn Balor because every time they try to give him a push, he gets hurt.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
I mean,
I mean,
during
listen,
it,
I
during the time,
want Finn Balor to be a Universal Champion or WWE Champion, probably as much as the next person. He has never gotten a official rematch for a title that he never lost, and
yeah,
That's true.
this kind of just leads up to okay, well, but if you by the time we give you that push, if you get hurt again, we got that's like everything goes out the window, and that's kind of the same thing with Samoa and Joe. I mean, they try to push him. He had the last big feud Joe had was that I remember was with AJ Styles when he got
as
personal with them.
before, I mean, the last time we really saw Samoa Joe before he got injured, it was
Was
when
with the
he,
feud with also with Braun Strowman and Brock and
no, no,
no,
no,
it was with AJ
no,
Styles on SmackDown, right?
no. Are you talking about with the main roster? Is that what it
On the
is?
main roster,
Or
on the main
okay,
roster. Not
yeah. Okay, I was gonna say I thought you were talking about NXT for a second. I was really
Did
confused
The
you
right there.
last main
forget?
feud.
Did you forget that Finn Balor, the Demon, fought for the Universal Championship a couple months
Roman,
ago?
Roman
Right,
Reigns
but
and
he was
Extreme
he
Rules.
was a fill-in slot for, because remember Finn Balor was supposed to have an opportunity at the title before John Cena walked in, and that he was a fill-in spot for Roman Reigns that really didn't go anywhere. I mean, what I'm saying is that Finn Balor has not really gotten himself a proper. Hey, I never lost the title. I need the title. No one's is getting involved. It's me and the champion. That's it.
You know,
Because
I do
whatever
got.
happened at what was it? So was it what
I,
Survivor Series?
Survivor
Crown
Series?
Jewel.
so,
Yeah, whatever happened then, we never really understood what happened to the ring. We never
That's true.
understood what happened to this persona of him coming back.
by the way,
Like
it
the
was
the
Extreme
demon.
Rules, but
Was it
Extreme
Extreme
Rules?
Rules? I'm sorry.
Extreme Rules, yeah. See, this is why I got the good memory here, but yeah. The way I feel about it is like Finn
You
Balor.
got the good cough too.
Sorry about that, but anywho, when it comes to Finn Balor has really not been himself ever since he lost to King Xavier now at Crown Jewel. So it's really hard to tell where Finn Balor's mindset is, considering the fact he went from competing for the Universal title to being in a feud with Mr. Selfie Man himself
And
before
let me take
Mr.
you
Arthur
let me
Theory.
take you one more. I mean, just like Jeff Hardy type, in a sense. But let's take you back even further. Finn Balor has not been a physical aspect and in physical dominance like he used to be when he dislocated his shoulder back 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know, but all thing I can really say is that I'm hoping that Finn Balor can get better because I mean we all know him for many things, whether if it was the Demon
Hmm.
King or the Prince, Prince Balor. It don't
Right.
matter. It's just I feel like with Finn Balor and what they need to do. If you guys remember, he was a heel in NXT.
Right.
Let's have a heel Finn in the main roster because we never really got a chance to see that. We never really got a chance to see not even as slight as a bit because they brought
Right.
him back to being a face and it's like the same thing all over again. So the way
Right.
I feel about it is like after this feud is done with Theory, make him be a heel, make him be that heel that he was in NXT because it worked perfectly good out for him. I mean, whenever
I
he did
mean,
his entrance with that, I mean, they shut the crowd out.
well, I mean that's I guess that's the last thing. I mean, you have such great talent: AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and you take a look at these guys on the independent circuit, and they're having phenomenal time. And it's like, what do you guys do? What are you guys really doing with them? Either stop wasting my time and get them out, or actually use them to the full potential, let them entertain us. Hey, listen, all right, so Monday Night Raw tonight. I think we talked enough about wrestling. We're trying to give you a different dynamic here. All right, thoughts about this really fast. The World Cup, the annual World Cup in soccer, took place. It has usually happens every 4 years, right?
Hmm.
They use the prelims, for the 2 years, and then they start doing the tournaments and But now they propose a 2 year. Every 2 years they do the World Cup. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I guess so.
Uh,
I mean, I only watch the World Cup when the World Cup comes around. I mean, I don't really watch soccer other than that.
I mean, like, that's the way I feel about it. I mean, if you guys don't know how big the World Cup is, I mean, it's literally pretty much every region competing for this big
Right.
World Cup, and I feel like, I mean,
Barcelona and Italy and US, Mexico. Yeah, I mean,
the great old United States of America. I mean, but back to my point. The point is, I feel like, I mean, it would be interesting for sure. I mean, they somewhat kind of do like what the Olympics do. I mean, which is like every 4 years. But
right.
I mean, sometimes change could be a good thing, but other times change could be a not so good thing.
Well, the
So
the
I just,
reason I say that this is a downfall for me, if you look at this, I mean, you're taking. I think it comes down to money for me because although you would make more money because people would tune in every 2 years. You're taking these top talented soccer players away from their league every 2 years, and that league can't get publicized also. So
Yeah.
and you may not want a person like Messi to be, in the, they may not want to compete in the cup if they're having more success in their own soccer league. So, I mean, I think it works both ways, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I definitely think that they should just give it a try just to see how it feels for every country and is in their players and their staff, just to see what it could be. Because you also got to think about this. So, for the World Cup is just not like with every region. You have to be able to earn your way into the World Cup.
Right.
So they start doing like qualifying
Yep.
games or
And they're doing
eliminator
that now. The
games.
prelims are doing going on right now for 2024.
Yeah, and exactly.
So
So the thing is, though, is that everyone is getting prepared for the World Cup because, and this is what I love about the World Cup is that it not only brings everyone together, it brings the excitement in the air for like there for soccer. I mean, for all the soccer fans out there who love the sport. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of passionate people out there. It can bring everyone together. That's like here with the U.S. Every time, whenever the World Cup's around, we always make that chant. I believe that we will win. Every single year, we always have that
right.
chant.
Trey, I don't think you have any comments on it because I know you don't
I
watch or give a
know
shit.
I know nothing about soccer. I mean, only
I
thing
don't
I
know
know
nothing
is you
about
get the
soccer
ball in
either.
the net and the net.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what are we gonna do with you? What are we gonna do with you, Trey? I mean, you gotta learn your sports a little bit. I mean, listen, I don't know much about soccer, but it doesn't keep me from not having opinions.
You know the one thing I know about soccer is the goal.
Also, Jake, I know you probably mentioned this one up earlier in the show, but reiterate again, NASCAR 2021 World Series Cup is
2022.
also going. No, 2021. The 2021 Series Cup is coming in 2022, and that is going to actually be holding dirt tracks. Something you
Yes.
are excited about.
Yeah, so pretty much for anyone who doesn't really know a thing or two about NASCAR, NASCAR really doesn't do much dirt tracks, and so this year they decided to have a dirt track at Bristol Motor Speedway, which is a perfect fit. But this year they struggled because of the rain that happened. The Truck Series race usually does the dirt, so yeah, this wasn't a surprise to me. But to have the Cup Series cars, to have the Cup Series cars out there, made it so interesting because per stage, it's not about who gets out of the pit stops first. They would freeze the field, make sure all the drivers get whatever setup they need, and then it will get back in its original order. And then they drop the green flag. So that's going to be interesting. And I do want to tell you guys that next that coming up next year they do an exhibition race. I told Justin this before we got on the air that they do an exhibition race. Normally it'll be at Daytona International Speedway, Super Speedway. But this year alone, they want to do something really, really different with the new next gen car coming up. They're going to have the Clash at the LA Coliseum. That is right. NASCAR race going to be held at a football stadium, and that is going to be very
That's
interesting for
weird.
sure. It is weird. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that, and I will definitely be doing my coverage of that. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said before, this is not a race to start the season. It's pretty much just an exhibition. But then after this, we go to beautiful Daytona to get prepared for what is known as the Super Bowl of racing, the
Well,
Daytona 500.
let's not forget that your Thunder Valley Racing League begins in the middle of January. When can we get D Blood on to talk about that?
That we're gonna have to figure out ourselves. We're gonna have to get a chance to talk to the boss man himself, El Jefe, if you will. So we're gonna try to get D Blood in here,
Hey,
and
El
all I can say is
Macho.
all I can say is though is that Thunder Valley Racing, we're coming back strong we're gonna have some incredible seasons, and we're gonna have an incredible year, so to speak, for Thunder Valley Racing.
El
History.
Grande.
Ever since I mean, okay. How many more nicknames do you have for Deep Blood there, Justin? How many more nicknames? What's next?
Uh,
What's my nickname? L Jake.
uh,
L Jake the Snake. What's next?
you
Is he El
are
Trey?
Mr. Promo. That's all you do
I
is promos.
El Promo. Oh, Promorito.
I can't
Okay.
hear a single
Oh,
word you're saying. Let me see.
I You know what
There we
sucks
go.
about me with racing NASCAR is I lost my passion for that when Dale Earnhardt passed away, and
That's true.
I
There's some
haven't watched it since.
yeah, definitely.
uh,
But listen, we got to cover everything, and because Jake does Thunder Valley Racing, I thought it was something
Hmm.
cool to talk about. We'll be
Right.
talking about it more on our show. Hey, listen. By the way, to coming up here, we got one more episode this Thursday, 9 to 11. Be here, JJ Talk Show. Hey, maybe we'll see Trey get up early in the morning one more time.
got some
Again.
more frozen
This
coffee.
year. I mean, you got that new Reese's Pieces coffee
That's actually what
from.
I'm drinking right now.
Oh my goodness! And then also join us back on Sunday, January 2nd, where we have a special 3-hour episode
Time
of the
in
J and
the
J
great
Talk Show. We
time
have the
in.
great King Titan, King Titan. It's not just Titan, the King Titan. He'll be joining us as well. Maybe we could get plays_official joining us also Sunday. We'll work on that throughout the week. Listen, we'll post this up on Spotify. If you guys missed out on a great interview with Taylor Starling.
Yeah,
That was earlier this morning. Don't forget to go back and check that out. Uh, you can follow her on social media platforms left and right, Facebook, Instagram, and stay tuned. Listen. Hey, one more episode to go. We're about
One one more episode to go, and I definitely gotta say thank you guys for an awesome episode. And on behalf of myself and my little niece here, I definitely want to say I hope you guys have a great one, have a great week, and we will see you guys on Thursday.
Thursday.
you weren't gonna say on behalf of Justin and
Sorry,
Trey
sorry. No,
also.
I
I
got
thought
you.
you're closing out.
I am closing out. So yes, on behalf of Justin, on behalf of on behalf of Jay, I'm Jake saying so long, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you guys on Thursday.